Once upon a time, two tectonic plates continued to collide and form what is now known as Mount Etna. Let's take a look at what it looks like today.
Where did it form?
Mount Etna was formed in Sicily in Italy.
Why did it form?
It formed because of two tectonic plates continuing to collide. This is a prime example of what a convergent boundary looks like. If you look at the diagram on the left-hand side of the slide, you will see where two tectonic plates, the Eurasian plate and the African plate, tried to collide or continue to collide, and then subduction occurs. Subduction happens when one plate has to slide underneath the other. In this example, the African plate is sliding underneath the Eurasian plate. Meanwhile, Mount Etna continues to form. This is a stratovolcano, which means it's very steep and it's still active today. And Mount Etna is formed after years and years of the plates continuing to collide. What are the human impacts of Mount Etna?
Throughout the thousands of years that Mount Etna has been erupting, it has killed thousands of people. The biggest impact of the lava is leaving people homeless by destroying their cities, towns, and villages. Even today, with the rise of population densities, economic infrastructure, and communities around Mount Etna are becoming more vulnerable to volcanic activity. And Mount Etna's eruptions impact the social aspect of Sicily by having holiday villas, roads, and buildings damaged by the lava flow. And some of the economic impacts include the airport closing due to ash, vineyards and orange groves destroyed, acres of farmland being covered in ash, and ski slopes having to shut down for the season, which is damaging the tourist industry. What are the effects of the eruptions?
So the volcano is constantly changing through the years, even without eruptions. Many features no longer exist and new ones form every year. Many towns surrounding the volcano are affected every time the volcano erupts because they lose all their crops and sometimes their homes. There's also a bunch of animals located here, more than 40 mammals and reptiles. So every time they erupt, they can lose their homes and they can even die.
What Earth systems and how are the Earth systems evolved in the eruptions?
So the geosphere and the atmosphere and the hydrosphere are all involved. Because the landscape is constantly changing. That's how the geosphere is involved. The atmosphere is involved because of the ash pollutants in the air, and that causes many harm to many of the inhabitants surrounding the volcano. The hydrosphere is indirectly involved because the Mount Etna is sliding into the sea because of gravity, and then the volcano is moving around 2 to 3 centimeters a year. So, Morgan, what are some fun facts that we have learned?
So Mount Etna actually remains the most active and highest volcano in Europe. And like Daniel and Lexi said, Mount Etna is known for the pyroclastic producing tendencies. So it does form ash and other stuff from the eruption. And ash can actually go up into the atmosphere and fall down, hurting vegetation in nearby towns, so like destroying buildings and stuff like that. Or it can flow on the ground. During a few lessons learned. So the first one would be during the most powerful eruption in 1669, the Catalan people actually dug trenches to let the lava flow away from home, but it ended up destroying another nearby town. So that was considered unsuccessful. And then another unsuccessful attempt would be when in 1992, the U.S. Marine Corps actually tried to help out by dropping concrete blocks in a vent on the side of Mount Etna, but then the lava just would flow right over the blocks. So of course that was unsuccessful. But people today around the mountain remain there, even though it's very dangerous because of the rich and fertile farmland it provides. So they do know that the mountain the volcano could erupt at any time, but are willing to stay there because of the fertile farmland with the grapes and olives. And locals actually refer to the mountain as Monte Bello, which means beautiful mountain. And then there is a picture of a grape vineyard neighboring Mount Etna, again, because of the higher crop yield and rich farmlands it provides. And this is our works cited throughout the whole presentation.
Thanks for listening to our story on Mount Etna.